Imagine for a moment, every step you take today, every word spoken in the office, every business decision, all these are invisible seeds of your future wealth or poverty. What if I told you that the ancient wisdom of Buddhism has revealed the exact formula by which your financial success works? This formula is so simple that it seems incredible and so powerful that it can transform your entire financial reality within 31 days. I will reveal the secret that wealthy people intuitively apply, even without realizing it. The law of karma in business is not an esoteric theory, but a practical tool that works regardless of whether you believe in it or not. Stay with me until the end, and I'll show you how a simple understanding of this law will begin to change your money flow starting tomorrow. The concept of karma is often shrouded in mystery and misunderstood. In reality, karma is simply the law of cause and effect. Like gravity, it works regardless of our belief in it. In business and finance, this means that the quality of your current experience is a direct result of your past actions, and your current actions are shaping your future prosperity. Ancient Buddhist texts say, "As the seed, so the fruit." This means you cannot sow cactus seeds and expect roses to grow. Similarly, in business, we cannot sow seeds of negative actions and expect positive financial results. This is the basic principle we must understand. Let me share a story. John owned a small electronics store. He often sold goods at inflated prices to inexperienced buyers and considered it just smart business. His profits grew, but after a year, he noticed that customers stopped returning. Online reviews became negative. Suppliers, learning of his reputation, began to refuse cooperation. His smart business ultimately led to a loss of trust, the most valuable capital in commerce. His business karma manifested in full. Compare this with the story of Maria, who opened a small cafe. She always offered quality food at a fair price, genuinely cared for customers, and fairly compensated employees. Initially, her profit was less than it could have been. But after a year, her cafe became a popular place with regular customers. Suppliers offered her better prices. Talented chefs wanted to work specifically for her. Her kindness, honesty, and fairness created positive karma, which transformed into sustainable financial growth. The law of karma in business has 4 key aspects that go back to Buddhist philosophy. The first aspect, inevitability of results. Everything you do in your business life will necessarily bring a corresponding result. It's like the universe's accounting. All transactions are recorded, and the balance must always reconcile. If you cheated a client out of $100 today, the universe will inevitably create a situation where you lose that money, often with interest. Here's an example. A construction company owner who saved on material quality but billed for premium class. His business thrived for 2 years until the first built houses began to show defects. Lawsuits and compensations ultimately cost him 10 times more than he saved. The inevitability of karmic result caught up with his business. The second aspect, amplification of results. In Buddhism, it is said that karma has the property of multiplying. A small negative action can lead to large negative consequences, just as a small good deed can bring significant benefits. In the business world, we see this constantly. One bad interaction with a customer doesn't just lose that customer. Through reviews and word of mouth, you can lose dozens of potential customers. Consider the case of a company that once provided a free service to an elderly client who could not afford to pay. This client told her granddaughter, who worked at a large corporation. Impressed by the company's kindness, she recommended their services to her employer, leading to a contract 200 times the value of that free service. a small act of kindness was amplified and returned many times over. The third aspect, like attracts like. In the Buddhist concept of karma, the energy you emit determines the energy you receive. In business, this means that the culture you create within the company is reflected in the outside world. If your business environment is full of fear, distrust, and competition, you will attract clients and partners with the same energy. I know an entrepreneur who created a company with a toxic internal culture where stress and pressure reigned. Over time, he noticed that he was attracting problematic clients who constantly complained, delayed payments, and created conflicts. When he realized the connection and changed the company's internal culture to one based on support and mutual respect, the quality of the client base began to improve in an astonishing way. Like truly attracts like. The fourth aspect, karma works over time. Not all results manifest instantly. Some actions may bear fruit months or even years later. This is one reason why many do not see the connection between their actions and results in business. Buddhist wisdom teaches us patience and long-term thinking. A well-known investor invested in educational programs for children from low-income families for 15 years, receiving no visible return. In the 16th year, one of the first students who received his support created a technology startup and invited the investor as the first partner. This partnership brought the investor a return 100 times greater than his charitable investments. His positive karma had been working all this time, accumulating energy for future well-being. Now let's move on to practical steps for applying the law of karma to improve your financial future. I call this system the 7 Karmic Keys to Wealth. Key 1. Practice absolute honesty. In the Buddhist tradition, truthfulness is the basis for accumulating good karma. In business, this means transparency in relationships with customers, employees, and partners. Never exaggerate the capabilities of your product. Don't hide flaws. Acknowledge mistakes. Such honesty may seem disadvantageous in the short term, but it builds a foundation of trust that cannot be bought at any price. I know a tech startup founder who honestly talked about the risks and problems of his product during a presentation to investors. 2 investors walked away from the deal, but the third was so impressed by his honesty that he offered twice the amount, saying, "If you're this honest about problems, I can trust you with good news too." Key 2. Give more than you take. Buddhism teaches generosity as a path to abundance. In business, this translates into the concept of added value. Always strive to give the client more than they expect. If a client pays for an hour of consultation, gift them an additional 15 minutes. If a product promises to solve one problem, let it solve 2 additional ones. A natural cosmetics company followed this principle by adding a free sample of a new product to each order. This simple practice not only increased customer loyalty, but also became an effective way of market testing new products. Their sales grew by 67% in a year without additional marketing expenses. Key 3. Listen carefully. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness is a central element. In business, this means truly listening to your customers, employees, and the market as a whole. Not just hearing, but deeply understanding what lies behind the words. Such listening creates karma of wisdom and insight. A clothing store owner noticed that customers often complained about the lack of mirrors in fitting rooms. Instead of simply adding mirrors, he took time to listen more carefully and understood that the problem was with the lighting, which distorted the colors of the clothes. He installed special natural lighting, which not only solved the problem, but significantly increased sales, as customers now saw how the clothes would look in real conditions. Key 4. respect the law of emptiness. In Buddhism, the concept of emptiness, shunyata, teaches us that nothing exists independently or permanently. In business, this understanding helps us not become too attached to specific products, strategies, or even the business itself. This flexibility creates karma of adaptability and sustainability. A company that produced CD discs saw how digital downloads began to dominate the market. Instead of clinging to outdated technology, they embraced the principle of emptiness and completely reoriented their business to creating unique physical packaging for digital content, becoming successful in the new niche of collector's editions. Their willingness to let go of the old created karma of renewal and prosperity. Key 5. Practice compassionate marketing. Buddhist compassion is the desire to relieve others from suffering. In business, this transforms into marketing that focuses on truly solving customers' problems rather than manipulating their fears or creating artificial needs. This approach creates karma of trust and long-term loyalty. A manufacturer of eco-friendly cleaning products never used scare tactics in their advertising. Instead, they educated consumers about natural ingredients and their impact on the environment. Although growth was slower than competitors with aggressive advertising, their business proved more sustainable during the economic downturn, when consumers became more selective and gave preference to brands they truly trusted. Key 6. Create a community, not a customer base. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of Sangha, a community of practitioners supporting each other on the path. In business, this means you're not just selling products to customers, but creating a community of people with shared values and interests. This creates karma of belonging and mutual support. A small bakery, instead of a traditional loyalty program, created a bread club, where members not only received discounts, but also participated in monthly baking workshops, exchanged recipes, and even organized charitable initiatives. The bakery transformed from a place to buy bread into a community center, and its turnover tripled despite the opening of a large chain bakery nearby with lower prices. Key 7. Practice financial meditation. Buddhist meditation teaches mindfulness and presence in the moment. In finance, this transforms into a regular practice of mindful attitude toward money, daily tracking of income and expenses, understanding emotional triggers related to money, and developing a healthy relationship with wealth. This creates karma of financial clarity and abundance. An entrepreneur who began practicing financial meditation in his business, dedicating 20 minutes daily to mindful examination of financial flows and decisions made, discovered that it helped him identify inefficient expenses and growth opportunities he had previously missed. Over a year, this practice helped increase business profitability by 34% without increasing workload. Now let's look at how these 7 keys interact, creating a complete system of karmic wealth. Imagine that each key is a note, and together they create a harmonious melody of prosperity. If one key is missing, the harmony is disrupted. Robert's story illustrates this interaction. He was honest in his business, key 1, generously shared knowledge, key 2, carefully listened to market needs, key 3, and was flexible in adapting his business model, key 4. His marketing was built on real product benefits without manipulation, key 5. He created a strong community around his brand, key 6. But he neglected financial meditation, key 7, and did not carefully track cash flows. As a result, despite growth and popularity, the business faced a liquidity crisis. Only when Robert began practicing all 7 keys did his business achieve true harmony and sustainable prosperity. It's important to remember that the law of karma works regardless of our belief in it. Just as gravity acts on everyone, Regardless of whether we understand it or not, financial karma shapes your prosperity, even if you are skeptical of this concept. You might ask, but what if I've already accumulated negative financial karma? Can it be changed? Buddhist wisdom gives us an encouraging answer. Yes, it can. Karma is not a fatal predetermination. It can be changed through awareness and new actions. Daniel's story shows the power of karmic transformation. His business was built on aggressive sales and manipulation. He faced a serious crisis, lawsuits, loss of customers, and even health problems due to stress. Recognizing that these were consequences of his negative business karma, he decided to completely change his approach. He compensated damage to dissatisfied customers, restructured the company based on honesty and transparency, and began participating in social projects. The first 6 months were difficult, but then the situation began to change. After a year, his business not only recovered, but reached a new level, attracting customers who valued the ethical approach. Applying the law of karma in business is not about getting rich quick. It's rather a long-term strategy for creating sustainable well-being. Sometimes it may seem that those who ignore ethical principles achieve greater financial success in the short term. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us of the long-term vision. Imagine two entrepreneurs starting similar businesses. One chooses the path of manipulation, inflated promises, and minimal value for maximum profit. The other follows the principles of karmic wealth: honesty, generosity, attentiveness. After a year, the first entrepreneur may show better financial results, but after 5 years, the situation usually changes dramatically. The first business faces problems with trust, loyalty, and sustainability, while the second business demonstrates stable growth and resilience to crises. In concluding our discussion of the law of karma in business, I want to share a simple practice that you can start applying today. I call it the Business Karma Journal. Every day, write down 3 things. First, what positive action in business did you take today that might create favorable financial karma? Second, what negative tendency in your business have you noticed that might be the result of past actions? Third, what one action can you plan for tomorrow to improve your business karma? This simple practice creates awareness, which is the first step toward positive change. As Buddhist wisdom says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Perhaps the law of karma has been working in your business for a long time, but only now, when you are ready to see this connection, has this wisdom revealed itself to you. Remember that in the Buddhist tradition, the ultimate goal is not simply wealth for wealth's sake, but achieving a state where material well-being becomes a tool for higher purposes, helping others, creating value for the world, achieving harmony and balance. True karmic wealth is abundance that serves not only you, but those around you. With each conscious decision in your business, with each honest interaction, with each manifestation of generosity and attentiveness, you create waves of positive karma that eventually return to you in the form of sustainable prosperity. This is not mysticism, but a practical law of cause and effect, tested by millennia and continuing to work in the modern business world. So friends, we have uncovered the profound wisdom of the law of karma and its direct impact on your financial future. These principles worked thousands of years ago, work now, and will always work, regardless of economic systems and technological revolutions. Start applying the 7 Karmic Keys to wealth in your business today, and you will see how gradually not only your financial situation changes, but the quality of life as a whole. If this video helped you see your business in a new light, hit the like button. This will create good karma for our channel. And if you want to receive more such insights and practical advice, Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Share in the comments which of the 7 keys you will start applying first. I will personally answer your questions. Remember, your financial future is being shaped by each of your actions right now.